friends, it's a week before Disney World and I thought it would be super fun to take you along with us on our 7-day countdown. If we have not met yet, my name is Andrea, Busy Mom in the Magic, and I'm so excited that you clicked on today's video, and it is today's goal that I'm going to help you and all of our busy mom friends out there to prepare for your trip to Disney World. In this video, I'm gonna cover all the things that helps me not be as overwhelmed and keeps away the stress as much as possible. So before we jump in, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and let's get going. Today is 7 days away from Disney World, and I'm gonna lay down the foundation of everything that we are gonna be working towards when we finally arrive to Disney World. So let's go ahead and just jump in on where we are staying. So we are going to be at Disney World for a total of 6 days. We are leaving on Saturday and then we'll be coming back on Friday. We are staying at Old Key West. Now, we have not stayed there before, so I'm very excited. The other part that's really exciting is that my entire family is going, like the whole thing. So a total of 8 of us are going to be going to Disney World. And yes, today I did get our lightning lanes for 8 people, and whew, what a whirlwind. That is coming for another day. We'll go through all the lightning lanes for that. But today I'm going to show you guys my planning tool that if you are interested also, it is free. So make sure to check out the description box below and you can have that sent straight to your email. No strings attached, just get it for free. So like I said, my whole family's coming. So my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister-in-law, my nephew, my husband, Tyler, and my 4-year-old Annie, who is almost 5 years old. This is her birthday trip, and as well as my nephew's 10th birthday. This is gonna be a first time going with all of us, a party of 8. So we are actually staying in a 3-bedroom villa at Old Key West. Now, we've stayed in a 1-bedroom villa before at the beach club, and boy, that was really nice. I love the full kitchen. It's really spacious. It has a washer and dryer if I wanted to do my laundry before I come home. Wonderful. This one, I'm super excited. I have not stayed in a Disney resort this large, so it's kind of like the size of my house. Very excited. Every family will have their own room, and in addition, we have the full kitchen. We have all the bathrooms. We have all the space, the balcony. In addition to, I am so looking forward to the vibe of Old Key West. It looks very vacation-y. I know a lot of friends that have said that they love it there, that it just feels kind of away from the hustle and bustle. So that is where we chose to end up staying. One reason why we ended up staying there was because we needed something that had a lot of space. We did contemplate staying in separate rooms, but at the end of the day, it was going to be my nephew and Annie's birthday trip together. And so I was like, you know what, if we're staying in different rooms, staying in different resorts, then they might not be able to play as much together. So we opted in for the villa and all just kind of staying in one little house. Very excited about that. I know I mentioned my planning tool, so let's go ahead and pop that up on the screen and you can follow along with us. Now, my husband, my daughter, and myself are all annual pass holders, but my parents and my brother and his family are not pass holders. So they did have to buy a base ticket to be able to go. We all opted in for making sure that during our week stay there that we really prioritized a rest day. It's just very exhausting going from park to park, and it can be a little bit overwhelming. So we opted in for just doing 3 park days, and you'll see that reflected on our planner. So at the very beginning, we chose majority rules, I suppose, chose what parks we were going to be going to, and that's Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios, all to which are fantastic parks. Then we took into consideration, because we are staying at a deluxe resort, they do have extended evening hours. And so we definitely wanted to make sure that we were going to be going to the park with the extended evening hours during the duration of our stay. And luckily for us, that ended up being Magic Kingdom. So that's how we chose what specific day we were going to be going to. Also, my husband, my daughter, and myself are also going to Mickey's Not So Very Scary Halloween party. And that's the date that we're landing on, is September 2nd. In the notes section on here, I found it very important to make a few suggestions to be able to send out to my family. Of course, it's not just our family that wants to choose something, but all of us collectively. So I did write in these notes things such as the times of park opening. So where we are staying on property, we will be able to enter the parks 30 minutes before they open up to the public. That's important knowledge to know. I also noted when the parks were going to be closing, in addition to the extended evening hours, like I'd already mentioned. I also put in the notes section any type of parade. So we have the Starlight Parade that is very new to Magic Kingdom right now. Any types of parade, any nighttime spectacular that somebody might want to go to. We wanted to go to Fantasmic, but didn't want to stand in the line. So we did also opt in for a Fantasmic dining package. So that is also on there. Because we are going with such a large group, this is something that I sent out to my entire family to kind of look over, see if they had any concerns or questions about just the foundation of what we were going to be doing. And then as I was planning on, then everything just kind of fell into place. So how are we getting there? We are actually flying down, and then my brother is actually driving. So there will be two different perspectives of getting around Disney World or getting to Disney World coming up on our vlog. So make sure to subscribe to the channel for some additional info. But when we arrive to MCO, the Orlando International Airport, we have a chauffeur picking us up through Transportation by Mike. I have used Transportation by Mike for years, and they have been so kind to give all of my friends a code. So if you use my code Marberly10, you get a discount. Love them. I think they're fantastic. They've always been super, super helpful. They'll meet me at the baggage claim, help me with my luggage. They'll bring us to our car and then on to our resort. So super easy, super flawless. Everything is good to go. We are 6 days away from Disney World. I just got home from work. Well, technically I didn't just get home. I had to come home. I had to cook dinner for my family. I had to make sure that I took a shower, all of those things that you kind of need to do. But here we are. We're getting ready for Disney World. It doesn't stop. So let's talk about food, groceries, and a little bit of budget saving tips. Now, I recognize that going as a large family, that can be pretty pricey. In addition, whenever it's just me and Annie or just my family, we actually love ordering groceries to our resort. Now, if you did go with Transportation by Mike and you wanted to stop and go to the grocery store for free, that's an option for you. I personally like to just hurry up and get to the resort. I like to arrive to Orlando and just go to Disney, no time to waste. So I do love to order groceries. Now, what is a perk? I'll do kind of both for all of my friends that are not staying with a full kitchen and people that are staying with a full kitchen. So let's start with those that are not staying with a full kitchen. That's typically what we do. We hardly ever stay in a resort with an entire kitchen. I'm talking stove, refrigerator, etc. So in majority of rooms on Disney World property, you do have a beverage cooler and typically a shelved unit around the beverage cooler. There's different types of setups, but nonetheless, you will have some space for some groceries or some snacks. What I love to do is I love to place an Amazon Fresh order, or sometimes I will do a Kroger delivery order. I would suggest doing something that is familiar with you if that is an option. For example, a couple of weeks ago when Annie and I were about to leave for Disney World, I needed my energy drink, my Celsius, and I'm very particular. I only like the orange flavor. Well, Amazon Fresh was out. They were sold out. And so I was like, you know what? I should check out Kroger, see if the Kroger delivery has it in stock to be delivered to our resort. Well, they sure did. So I do get a lot of questions as to, Andrea, why do you decide Amazon Fresh so much? Or why do you decide what delivery service? It's just typically, I'm just a creature of habit. I just do Amazon Fresh. But if there is something that your family is used to, or your kids are used to a certain brand or a certain taste, I would suggest seeing if that is an option for you guys. For that example, We ordered a lot of water, so bottled water, gallon-sized water, because we do bring our Awala bottles. We like to fill those up with water. We will have sandwich meat to have in the room. We will have like pepperonis, some cheese sticks. I'll even buy the individual yogurts for Annie to eat, some fruit. We love Body Armor as our electrolytes, so some people might like the Gatorade. We'll have some chips. Annie loves their muffins. So just a lot of snackety snack types of food. And you can grow on that if you wanted to, whether you wanted some bread or some bagels. Oh, also, I love to order protein shakes as well with my energy drink. Remember that you do have a beverage cooler, but I've really never had that big of a problem keeping all that stuff in our refrigerator. Clearly, I don't put the entire case of water in the refrigerator, I just keep it stocked, but that is an option. Now, if you are going with a large family and or you have a full kitchen, you do have the perk of being able to create a menu for your entire family. So I would suggest coming up with a menu of what everybody likes. Maybe for breakfast, you do those quick meals out the door. So whether it's a protein shake, a banana and a muffin, a granola bar, a donut, anything that's just kind of like out the door, that's typically what we do. And then for lunch, we will grab like a quick service. Annie and I will share an adult meal, and or I'll just get a kid's meal and she'll get a kid's meal. So that would be a budget-friendly saving tip for you as well. And then for dinner, you can have the menu. So whether that's having cheeseburgers or homemade pizzas or any favorite family meal that could be inexpensive. Like I think of like spaghetti or frozen lasagna, something that's easy, because not always are you going to want to be in the park and then come back and cook an entire meal. That might not be the case, but I would suggest coming up with some sort of menu. That way you can put the grocery list all together and then split the cost. Now, if you're doing things just for your family, their family, your family, and you're not going to cook meals together, then I would just make 3 separate orders. No big deal. But also, if you want those groceries to be delivered to your room, what I like to do, whenever we arrive to the actual resort, like on arrival day, we will give our luggage to Bell Services to help us out and bring it up to our room. I always like to schedule my delivery of groceries right before our expected arrival time. That way, whenever I tell Bell Services, hey, I've got my luggage, this is going to be my room, etc., I've got an Amazon Fresh order as well if you could deliver our groceries at the same time. That way it saves footsteps for them. I feel like it's just like a thoughtful thing. And you don't have to stay in your room for 2 separate deliveries. Like they're not going to deliver something to you without you being in the room. So just a one-stop type of thing and you are good to go. Now, whenever you are placing a delivery, we are 6 days out, so you can go ahead and gather your list, gather your order, make sure that your correct address to the resort is in there. You can simply go to your My Disney Experience app and then go to My Reservations on there and then scroll all the way to the bottom and it'll have your address. Put that in as your delivery address. Make sure that that's put in there, because sometimes they use different distribution centers, and what one distribution center might have, the other one might not have. So make sure that your address is correct. But go ahead and gather, like we're 6 days out, go ahead and gather that grocery list. Run it by some of your family members, seeing if your 4-year-old has forgotten that she wants some grapes as well as her strawberries. Like, give it some breathing room and let everybody know that, our grocery order is coming up. Then 2 days out, we'll place our grocery order. So you can place the time and the date up to 2 days out. Like a delivery time will not pop up until 2 days out. That's why I'm saying 2 days out. Now, doesn't mean that you can't edit it. It doesn't mean it's like the end all be all. You can edit it, add things, take things away up until they're actually fulfilling the order. So that's also a perk. So I would say, like, if you are truly ordering, you place that order button 2 days out, I would say you generally have about 24 hours until the fulfillment happens. I love ordering groceries. I think it makes things super, super easy. And I know that there's like a lot of people that think the mugs are a really, really great deal at the Disney resorts, like the refillable mugs. Those are like $24. If you like the souvenir, by all means, go for it. But if you don't know, the refillable mug, you can get them in different colors and you can use them at any Disney resort that you want. The con is that you can't use them at the water parks and you can't use them in like the actual parks. You can just use them at the resorts. And so to me, after we've been going so often, I'm like, you know what? I really did waste my money on all of those mugs. Now, sometimes Annie just wants the mug, and sometimes I just want a custom cherry vanilla Diet Coke. That's fine. No judging. But if we're going from a budget standpoint, especially because we're going with a large family and we want to be frugal, I would suggest bringing your drinks to the room, like having those on your grocery order. So if Uncle Sam wants all the Coke Zero, then that would probably be more of a budget-friendly option to just buy a case of the Coke Zero. You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to gather up all of my groceries that we are going to need for our family, and 2 days out, I will place the order. But until then, Annie and I are going to go on a jog before it's bedtime because I like to just run myself crazy. Again, busy mom. And then we're going to go to bed. And then we're going to continue on tomorrow on our 5 days. See you tomorrow. We are 5 days away until we leave for Disney World. And before I jump into today's topic, I promised you guys that I was going to go over our lightning lanes, our strategy, our planning, and the free tool that I have for you guys. I wanted to do a little update for the past 2 days that we've talked about. So cool things. So I have a discount code for you guys. I know I mentioned Transportation by Mike and my Mobberly 10 code. Well, he texted me today, and because you guys are amazing, he said that you all are going to get a 50% discount on a return if it's a round trip. So I just got off of an Instagram live with all my friends, so I still have, if you were on there, hello again. I still have my little notes that I made, but the fall special that he's given me starts on September the 1st and then is going to expire around the date of Thanksgiving, somewhere around that. He'll let me know, but it's going to be round transfers only. And this counts for if you're using MCO as an airport, if you're using Sanford as an airport, if you are doing a Disney cruise anytime soon. If you book through him, Transportation by Mike, then you can use my code at the very bottom of the reservation form, Mobberly50, and it's going to give you 50% off of your return. So kind of like a buy one, get one 50% off on your booking. So if you're interested in that, make sure to go to the description box and click the link and get you a discount using my code Mobberly50. And also, if you're a travel agent too, make sure that you tell all of your clients, like, hey, go follow Andrea Mobberly, Busy Mom and the Magic. Go follow her on YouTube, subscribe, follow, and then use her code. Instant discount. So you're welcome. Anyway, let's jump in to the lightning lane, the strategy, the crazy, and how I'm doing it with my entire family of 8. It was so stressful getting it for 8 people. One, because I've never experienced that before. Like, will it be harder for me to get the lightning lanes because I have so many people? Like, all the thoughts. So I was really, really nervous, but prior to the actual morning of me grabbing all the lightning lanes, I had a meeting with my family of, what do you want to ride? What do you not want to ride? What is your budget? This is how much you want to spend, or this is like the real life amount. Planning that part, I really recommend doing that with your family. Now, the perk is you can get on the My Disney Experience app and look to see what the prices are going to be by the date in the park. So those prices vary, especially if you're doing the single and the multi-pass for the different parks. So Animal Kingdom is generally the most affordable lightning lanes, but of course there's not as many attractions to do there. So I feel like that's Fair. Magic Kingdom is one of the more expensive ones because there's a lot of attractions there. So you can get on the My Disney Experience app, look up the prices, and kind of prepare. I was able to say, hey, family, if you do this route, it's going to cost this amount per person. Is this doable? One thing that I was able to kind of cut the price on is because I mentioned that we were able to do the extended evening hours. So I was able to cut the price because they chose between Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tron and didn't go with both of them. And then because we have the extended evening hours doesn't mean that they're not going to be able to ride it at all. They're going to be able to ride it probably 10 million times during extended evening times. So they'll be able to ride anything and everything that they want. But that was one tip that I gave them to be able to shave off some money. So them not buying the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train times 5 people, well, that can buy some lunch. That can buy a little bit more groceries. So it does add up, those prices of lightning lanes. So if you are trying to be strategic, maybe you can cut like maybe the not so popular rides if you're going in with a really, really strict budget. But that's also why on the lightning lane strategy plan that you can break it down per day per person and then your grand total, so you can kind of be prepared what you're going into before you grab your lightning lanes. So it breaks it down per person and total per day that we're going to be there, and then it breaks down the grand total. So however many people are in your party is going to be pretty much the price point of the lightning lanes for the entire duration of your stay. Let's throw that lightning lane planning and budgeting tool up on the screen, and you'll be able to see that across the way you'll be able to either digitally write in your dates, or you can print off the blank canvas and write them in just with a pencil or marker. Then you've got your park / your plan. So across that we have like our arrival day, then we're going to go to Animal Kingdom, we have a rest day, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and so forth. And then it comes in like what makes things really, really confusing for a lot of first timers or second timers going to Disney World is the multi-pass versus the single pass. Now, that's why I really, really tried to organize this in a way that's going to be extremely user-friendly. So in the blue, it has 3 multi-pass choices. And then in the green, I said tier 1, and then tier 2, and tier 2. You got 2 tier 2s. And then underneath there, it says and or first pick, and then and or second pick, and or third pick. So ultimately you get 3. And then I broke it down for you guys so you could use like a cheat sheet or a key where you can see what attractions are categorized for the multi-pass tier 1. So you can only choose the ones that are in tier 1 for tier 1, and then you can pick 2 from tier 2, and I have all of those listed per park for you. Back on the actual main page of that, at the very bottom is where I've added our prices per person, and then the total, and then the grand total. Then there's a 4th green square that says single pass. So you pay for the multi-pass and you pay for the single pass. Both are separate. For example, in Magic Kingdom, you can buy the multi-pass, which is going to be your 3 choices, okay? So then you have a single pass, and you can choose between Tron and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. You're going to have to pay for Tron, and you're going to have to pay for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, okay? So essentially in Magic Kingdom, if you're going to do the whole shebang, you're going to be paying 3 different prices, okay? So, for example, like in Hollywood Studios, Rise of the Resistance is your single pass. That's going to be your single pass, a whole charge. Then you're going to have your 3 choices of the multi-pass. So in Hollywood Studios, you're doing 2 paying, but you're getting 4 attractions. Then in Animal Kingdom, you still have the same idea. So you've got the multi-pass and the single of Avatar Flight of Passage, but you don't have a tier 1 in Animal Kingdom. So you're still going to choose 3 rides. So I tried to lay this out as easy as possible for you guys to be able to work through it by yourself. Of course, if you have any questions, please land those in the comment section, and I will pay attention and make sure that I can help you out as much as possible. I I also wrote considerations at the very bottom of the multi-pass and single pass key. So some considerations that I would think of would be potentially any closures. So at the time of this video, we have Big Thunder Mountain, it's closed, and Buzz Lightyear is closed. So that would be some considerations as you're putting together your lightning lane strategy. Another consideration that I had to consider is Annie's height. She is not yet 48 inches, so she cannot ride 2 attractions in all of Disney World, and that would be Tron and Rock and Roller Coaster. So on our Magic Kingdom day, my strategy going in is I knew that I was not going to be able to schedule everybody for Tron, and I knew that not everybody was going to be doing the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. How I did it is I went in and I went ahead and grabbed everybody's Tron except Annie. Then I went in and I grabbed the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train for the 3 of us. And then I went in and grabbed the multi-pass for Magic Kingdom with all 8 of us. So I kind of did it like a priority standpoint because Tron and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train are the most popular rides. And I try to get those lightning lanes as early in the day as possible, and or that I plan on arriving to the park, like if I wanted to sleep in or something. Hollywood Studios, by the way, is like a really great day to sleep in. So I pushed those lightning lanes a little bit off in the day to be like starting around 10 or 11. So we could sleep in because the extended evening hours is the night before, and the park closes at 1 a.m. at Magic Kingdom. So that's generally how I grabbed them. And so also, if you have family members that don't like all of the rides, so I said, you know what, let's go with majority rules. So for example, with my family, we have some family members that don't necessarily like water rides. For example, Tiana's Bayou. If they wanted to, they could wear a poncho and or sit in the very back in row 8 or 6, whatever number it is. That's an option. But if they just want to completely forego that one, and we have Tiana's Bayou as our tier 1 pick as a family, and that Magic Band is going to need to be scanned in order to go ahead and stack another lightning lane. So as soon as you scan in to the rides, some rides have 2 scan-ins, some just have 1. You need to check your My Disney Experience app to grab another lightning lane. And that's what I refer to like stacking my rides or stacking my lightning lanes. He has to either modify that ride to being another attraction, which he could go do, but he didn't want to do that because he would be the only one on Jungle Cruise. What I suggested was, what if we just take your Magic Band with us and we just go ahead and scan it in? And a cast member will allow you to do that. Like, it's just an extra scan. I'm just scanning it in for him so we can go ahead and get another attraction. He doesn't want to ride this ride, and it's normally not a problem. So that is our game plan for anytime that someone cannot or doesn't want to, or there's a child, like let's take for instance that we do go to Disney World with a child. Maybe they don't feel good. Maybe they're scared. Maybe they just are not feeling it. That's okay. Totally okay. What I would recommend is just going ahead and be like, hey,
Susie over here is not feeling it.
I'm going to go ahead and scan them in so we can go ahead and grab another attraction, and we can all be on the same level of stacking our lightning lanes, and we can grab them all. Like I mentioned kind of briefly, we can always modify it. So as soon as I grabbed my lightning lanes, I went in and modified the time. So like I said, I wanted to get them as early as possible. So as soon as I scan them in on early, that I can grab another lightning lane. Let's say that my lightning lane wasn't until 2 p.m. Well, then that means I'm missing out on a 3rd stack, and that's not okay with me. So I like to put them as early as possible, and that way I can stack my lightning lanes throughout. Again, you can modify to a different attraction. You can modify the time. That's totally okay. That's generally how I did it. So we're not all wonky with our times or wonky with this person hasn't initiated their first 3 rides, because you'll need to do that. I just kept it simple. Let's modify, let's scan in, and let's move on. And it keeps everybody happy. So they also don't feel like their money is being wasted. Like, I'm going to get you on the rides. Like, don't you worry. And that's what I told my family. I'm like, if there's a ride that you want to ride, especially this time of year, oh my goodness gracious, this time of year, hurricane season, it's gonna rain, it's fine. But this time of year, crowds are phenomenal. All the kids went back to school. Not many people get out for Labor Day, actually. They do, but they don't. If there's a ride that you want to ride, I'm telling my family, I'm like, I will get you on it. not a problem. Very excited about the lightning lanes. And then I don't know if you all follow me on Instagram, but if you don't, you should. But as soon as I got done with the lightning lanes, I was like, wow, travel agents that do this all the time, you all are the MVPs. And then I had people saying like they've booked lightning lanes for like 20 people plus. I'm like, what? And then dining reservations too. I'm like, that is over my head. I would be so beyond stressed out. Y'all are amazing. The people that do that, y'all are amazing. I did 8 and I was freaking out. Happy Tuesday. We are 4 days away until we leave for Disney World. And I think today I'm going to show you one of my best, most favorite tricks that I do whenever I'm prepping for Disney World. It's going to help me later on this week. I promise ya. Listen to me now. These are our toiletry packing cubes. And so I like to go ahead and hang these bad boys up a week in advance. I know we're not in a week in advance, but don't judge me. So I like to hang them up days in advance. We'll go with that one. So I can live out of these things. This is going to help me, 1, not overpack, and 2, it's going to help me not forget anything. Now, I know I have a checklist out there that's for free. If you all want to grab it, please do. But this is a for sure way that something is just not going to find its way out of the bag. Even though I went with my packing list, I checked it off. This is for sure going to not allow something to walk away, like a razor, because it's happened to me before when I didn't use the system. So I hung this up and I hung Annie's up. And over the next few days, we're going to live out of it. So this is going to do all the routines. Like, let's say that I'm not going to wash my hair, like we're in today. Not going to wash my hair. Well, that means I know that I'm going to use my dry shampoo and I'm going to pack it up. Maybe it is a hair wash day and I need to use my Amika blowout spray. Well, I used it. I'm going to put it in here. And then the next time that I need to use it, I'm going to grab it out of here and put it back. It's going to also help my overpacking mind and brain from being like, but what if? What if this happens and I need it? If I didn't use it in a week's time, I'm probably not going to need it on another week's time. We'll make it through without the extra stuff because boy, I do make sure that whenever I fly down there that I've got the 49.9 pounds to my luggage and or I'm keeping space so I can buy a bunch of stuff down there. So go ahead in your prepping, put your packing cubes up. And if you don't have a toiletry packing cube, get one. I'll put my QR code up on the screen for you guys if you are watching from a TV. Otherwise, the link will be straight up in the description box. Go ahead and buy some packing cubes for your toiletries. It really does make the worst part of packing tolerable. Now I am going to go ahead and do like my cleanup that I like to do. Now, if you ever watched a prep with me, yes, y'all, I'm bringing back the Frownies and I'm going to use this new whitening, the teeth whitening. I'm really excited about this. This is what I use like in my normal toothpaste life. And then also, see, toothpaste life, I've got an extra one right in here. So I'm going to try this whitening guy. So let's get to the Frownies. If you've not done the Frownies before, let me help you. So here are the Frownies, and I'm not going to put them on just yet, but I will make sure to take a picture whenever I'm about to go to bed because yes, friends, you put them on when you're about to go to bed because you're going to sleep in them. Now, I love putting these on right before we go to Disney World simply because I'm always squinting with the sun. Now, I have newly adopted my pink lens sunglasses. So if you're not a part of the pink lens club, you might want to get on the train. So I like to put the Frownies on a couple days before we leave for our Disney World trip to help out the wrinkles on my forehead. And then I'll also put them around my nose and my mouth. It makes me feel a little bit better. It is what it is. I also want to put on my Mighty pouches. So patches? I looked in the mirror and saw that I can't read. And so I'm going to use my Pore Hero. So I'm going to put this on And this is also something that you wear at the nighttime. So Tyler's at work tonight and he's going to miss out, totally miss out on how hot I'm going to look. But I am also, embarrassingly enough, going to put it on the internet for everybody to see because I just don't care. Also, this is real life. Like, this is the whole point. This is what I'm doing. This is my routine. It is what it is. So I'm going to put this all on my body and I'm going to sleep in it. Happy Wednesday. That means it is 3 days away until we are at Disney World. So today is going to be a little mix-up mashup of what I'm going to go over. One, in this segment and today, I wanted to go over our pens and any pen collecting and the thought process behind that. In addition, anybody that might have some mobility concerns, any type of disabilities, and how to maneuver Disney World with that. So let's go ahead and jump into the pens. And Annie's out here playing. That's why we are outside, because we are real life. Minnie Mouse is right here. So reaching for Annie's pens. We recently, this year, I guess, started pen collecting with Annie. And it's something that has been really, really fun, but honestly, it's like expensive. So that part's not as fun, but it is super fun collecting them and like going on the hunt for specific pens. So we do enjoy that. She does have one full collection, and that one was the Sweet Dreams collection. And that was such a good time. When Annie finished her Sweet Dreams collection, she put it all on a lanyard and it is now hanging in her room like some sort of trophy. So now we are on the Stitch snacks. So if you guys are in the parks when we are, and you all would like to pin trade, something like that, find me on Instagram and we can arrange some pin trading because we love it. So like I said, we are in the Stitch snacks right now. We also like to collect some of the attractions. She has some of the resorts. So we have like an Alani, Caribbean Beach. I need to put her Pop Century one in here. And they didn't have one at Art of Animation. So we'll need to circle back around. She has a princess one, of course. I started a Nightmare Before Christmas one. I keep on, everything's falling out. I started a Nightmare Before Christmas one. Here's Annie's lanyard for her Stitch collection. She does have 5 of them right now. And how we go about collecting in the park. Now, I have this entire little booklet we bring with us, but we leave it in the room. And then Annie will carry her little fanny pack. This is just an example of one of her fanny packs. And she has this guy inside of it. And what she'll do is she keeps all of her traders, like doubles, triples, on one side of them. And then the other side will have to be like things that she's going to keep and we need to put back into her folder when we get back to the room. So she's really, really good at that part. Let's see. So this is a wrapping that we still have left from the last trip. One pack, if you're interested, one pack is $44.99 for the Stitch ones. We do qualify for the discount of annual pass holder. So if you're DVC annual pass holder, that discount will count. I kind of want to say if you're a Disney Visa card holder, you might get a discount. It might not be as much as like an AP, but it's still a discount and you can still consider that. Hopefully we will wrap this one up pretty good. And while I have this with us, she also has her Touchland in here. That last trip we were on, I was driving her around on Tomorrowland Speedway and I look over and the girl is literally like spritzing her hand with her Touchland. I'm like, what 4-year-old literally is like, my mother is my chauffeur around Magic Kingdom on Tomorrowland Speedway and I'm just gonna sanitize my hands. I'm like, put that away. Now on to the mobility concerns / tackling Disney World with disabilities. Now, I will be the first one to say that I am not the expert. I have been with my mom, who does require a scooter to get around Disney World. In addition, a couple of years ago, she was approved for the DAS Pass, which is Disability Access Service. And that's just Disney's little acronym. So if you hear me say DAS Pass or DAS, that's what it means. It's the Disability Access Service. I made a little list on my phone so I can try to be as accurate as possible. And I also need to just stay on point because there's so much that I have to do. Today is Wednesday. Annie had gymnastics and we're having a late dinner and we still need to do homeschool. And so I'm just trying to stay on task as well. So real mom busy life. I know I mentioned that she got approved for the DAS Pass a couple years ago. So Disney is running the DAS Pass a little bit differently here recently, but you can still apply the same way. So you do have to apply. You will have to set up a time for an interview. The benefit of the DAS Pass is to accommodate those who can't stand in line for long periods of time. Instead of waiting the full standby line time, you will get a return time that's similar to the posted wait. You're not just going to be standing in line for this entire time. You can also choose multiple experiences daily. While you're waiting, you can go eat, you can go shop, you can go explore, you can watch a parade, and then go to the attraction during your wait time. So once you're approved, it says that it's valid for 60 days and you don't need to reapply for each trip. Now, the DAS Access Pass works across all 4 parks. So that would be Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Epcot. So you don't have to reapply for all parks. It's just Disney World and you are good to go. You can pre-register via the video chat before your trip, making day 1 parks a lot smoother. So you can go ahead and select those attractions. From my understanding, that's how it was with my mom. When she got applied, she was able to select her day 1 attractions pretty much right off the bat. And then once we got to Disney World, we went to the DAS Pass tile and we're able to manage the attractions that way. Also, Disney transportation is extremely accommodating for people with disabilities, such as my mom, who needs a scooter. So whenever you are getting on bus transportation, so they have a separate line for handicapped and they will load the handicapped person on first. And they always made her drive it on. The cast member is super, super gracious. They're very helpful. They helped her because she's not a really great driver. And we just have a running joke about her not being the best driver in those. But the cast member was extremely gracious with her, loaded her in first, and then the remaining family members were able to get on with her. And then everybody else that's in the line gets on. Could be incorrect in stating this, but I think most buses can hold up to 2 mobility scooters. Speaking about mobility scooters, she actually rented one that will deliver to our resort and they will pick it up. So she's arranged that. She's already paid for all of that, and they have the time of drop off and the time of pickup. The only caveat is she has to be present for both of those. So I know that there's a lot of different companies out there that offer these drop-offs and pickups. So she's went with 2 different companies now. She got some baskets on there. I tried to encourage her to get the one with the umbrella because it's super, super helpful with heat. And that's one of her moments of also concerns, that she can't get overheated. So that is super, super nice. And then back to the transportation as well. So we talked about the buses. Let's talk about the Skyliner. The same thing. They have a loading station for those with scooters and their families that you can go ahead and get on. Sometimes those lines do get kind of lengthy. So it is a pro and con of that as well. I feel like the Skyliner disabilities portal or the loading dock gets a little bit slower than the actual normal standby line versus the bus. You are the priority. You're going to get on first. So that Skyliner is an option for you, of course. And then of course the monorail, I feel like that one's pretty easy. They have the ramps. The cast member will just throw the ramp on there and then they just glide on in. Transportation should be really, really easy for you. Like I said, my mom hasn't had any issues with any of that. Also, one of my favorite modes of transportation at Disney World is the minivan service. And I love to use them all the time, whether it's me and Annie, me and Tyler and Annie, or my entire family, or whether it's going to be my mom and she wants to get on a minivan and she wants to not have to deal with the bus one morning because we're staying at Old Key West. Bus transportation is the only option for us at this resort. So maybe we're going to get sick and tired of the buses and we go through the Lyft app, get a minivan. Those also have handicap accessible options for you guys as well. When you're thinking about applying for the DAS Pass, I would recommend about 30 days out with going online and applying, putting your information in and scheduling an interview. Don't wait too late, especially because I said you want to grab those day one bookings for your pass. So also it's not great to wait last minute. It's just not. So go ahead and schedule that out for yourself and you can kind of just have a piece of whether it's approved, and if it's not approved, unfortunately, then you can also game plan of what is going to be best for you and your family. It is 2 days until we go to Disney World, and today, right now, we are going over to Kroger, to our local grocery store, to grab a few things for Annie's snack bag and maybe a few other things that we might need for the trip. So tomorrow I can 100% focus on actually packing. Today I got off at 4, Annie's waving back there, got off at 4, so that's why it's a little bit later in the evening, but I just wanted to knock this out before it got dark and before I got really sleepy. So let's go on in. Yeah, those are Pepsi colors. Nicely done.
Live your life within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over.
We got our travel day snack. What do you think about that? Good. Okay, let's go to another aisle, okay? This way, sis. And of course, she drags me to the toy aisle because she needs toys for the plane. I don't believe her, but of course, here we are. She's convinced me. Is that what you're getting? Okay, you want one of those?
I want the princesses because I'm.
Oh, you want the princesses because you're a princess. Oh, okay, got it. This is all you get? Oh, you're changing your mind?
Wait. I really hope I get this one.
Okay, get it. Let's head home. Got a lot of things to do. Okay, really quick, before we head on home, let's talk about the gift card hack that I love to do. So at our Kroger, we can actually go to the coupons section and click like 4 times the points. So that gets me 4 times the points for gas, which saves me a lot of money, specifically for myself, because I drive 30 to 45 minutes to and from work every single day. Annie's saying hello. And so it's really, really helpful. And I can just use the Disney gift cards wherever really I want, as long as I'm on Disney property. I could also use it to pay off my Disney resort. That also works. Now, I know my sister-in-law and my brother and my nephew have collected a bunch of gift cards over the past year. And she texted me the other day and she was like, now what was it the other day that you said that I can put all of the money on one gift card? And I said, yes, absolutely. You go to DisneyGiftCard.com. So you can only upload 6 gift cards at a time, which is totally okay. I recommend, and what I do is I put a star on the gift card that I'm actually going to use and bring into the parks with me. And I will load all of the gift cards to one gift card, then delete the 5, then upload the rest of the gift cards, load it to my initial gift card, and you should be good to go. You just have to log in with your normal, like, My Disney Experience or like Disney credentials, but I love it. Super easy, especially if you can go to like Target or if you can get some discounted gift cards out there. That's super, super nice. But for now, let's go ahead and go home and let's get some more prepping done. Okay, in the kitchen, we're gonna throw this snack bag together. Listen, I don't go anywhere without this snack bag. And every time I do a prep I always talk about the snack bag. Can I do words? It's large. I get it. But it fits in my carry-on. We're totally fine. And what I also love about it is I can put so many snacks in here that by the time we get to the resort and maybe it's taking a little bit longer than we anticipated for our luggage to get to our room and Annie's really, really hungry. Let's say that we're 3 days in and Annie needs a snack at night. Well, I have this. It's full. It really does get us to and from Disney World with plenty of things to be inside of it. So I would definitely put that in the budget category of saving some money. I really do love this, guys. So let's go ahead and fill this up. Annie is going to pop up on the screen. Do you want to say hello?
Hi.
Hello. And let's go ahead and put all of the goodies that we just bought from Kroger in this. So it's just one less thing that we have to pack up tomorrow. Okay? Now for what we're going to be wearing to Disney World. Welcome to being 1 day away until we leave. So let's go ahead and start out with my travel day outfit. Now, if you aren't friends with my friend, Happily Ever Threads, over on Instagram, she's also on Facebook, then you need to be. This is my Villains travel day outfit. Now I have a princess bow one as well, and it is so cozy comfy, but it also gets better because Annie has a matching one as well. Again, another shout out to my girl Allie, because you all saw the pumpkin one the other day. Now let's go ahead and jump into some outfit inspirations for Disney World. Okay, I've had to bring out my fake lighting because the sun is going down early and I hate that. Does anybody else, like this time of year, I know a lot of people love the fall, but like this time of year with the sun going down so early is so, can't stand it. So I got my fake lighting so you all can see, but then of course you all can subscribe and actually see my outfits in real life. But I'm kind of excited about this one because I hardly ever wear animal print to Animal Kingdom. I feel like it's done a lot, and I had done it a lot. So I'm like, you know what? I need a refresh on the animal print. So why not pair it with pink? Because you guys know that I love pink. And, oh my goodness, wait, I'll have to put my pink lenses with it. Perfect. And I got some new reef sandals, like the High Water Vistas. Yep, I got a pink to match. Now, it doesn't stop there because, you know, I am a mom. We can't forget that part, right? So, Annie's little outfit is right here. I'm loving this skirt that I got her. Tell me how adorable it is. Like, I'm obsessed. So it's of course like the athletic material. We love the athletic materials around this place because it makes things extremely comfortable. I'm gonna go ahead and just take this off the hanger because I need to pack up. Ask me how much I've packed. Ask me nothing. Do not follow my example. Crazy town. So while I'm folding this down, and I should share with you guys why I'm waiting so last minute. So this is the day that I'm recording. This is the day that I actually announced my official partnership with Walt Disney World Tips and Tricks page, the one over on the Facebook that has 2.2 million followers. Yeah, that one. So I'm finally allowed to say that I'm an official partner that's allowed to post my links. So there's like a very, very strict policy against people being able to post their YouTube links, their Amazon links, their Instagram links, like any of the links. Strict policy. And I am feeling it because the spam is like getting the post and I'm having to work through some technical difficulties, but all is well. And also, you all have made me cry like all evening from the start of my Busy Moms on a Mission page and me telling you like something's coming. I'd appreciate your support from the Instagram channel over on there, like the little small group messaging thing. Y'all making me cry over there. And then literally you all just flocked to the post and y'all have made me so emotional because you're so sweet with your kindness and your support. Like, completely overwhelmed by your kindness and love. So anyway, that is why I'm like really, really last minute, besides me just being a normal busy mom. That's the thing. So let's get on to another outfit. This is going to be my rest day. So we talked about the planner. I have to have a rest day outfit. And I am just like going a little bit out of the Disney realm, but doesn't mean that I'm not a mother. So, and I just loved what this shirt said. So motherhood is kingdom work. Proverbs 31, 25, 37. And also fun fact, I have a tattoo on myself about the virtuous woman from Proverbs 31. So I just love this t-shirt. So I thought it would be a really, really great resort day wear. And also that morning, whenever I'm going down to pick up a mobile order of breakfast and I'm going back up to the room and I don't want to fix my hair and I want to go incognito, the hat, friends. So again, a little bit of mom action. Hey mama, you're doing great. And I thought this is so, so cute. So this is going to be my let's go get some breakfast down at quick service, a bounty platter with some potato barrels, some sausage, some bacon, and some eggs, and some Mickey waffles. That's the plan. And this is what it looks like. Now we're going to do this action. So I've got my purple and my yellow. That reminds me of Rapunzel. We are doing a repeat dress for Annie because why? She wants to. And thank God, because I don't want to have to buy another dress. But this is from Taylor Joelle. I love it. I'll probably get Rapunzel on my fanny pack and like my new emo and put it on my chest right there across. But that is the plan for this. Now, this is a new top. This is an older skirt, like athletic skirt. This is from Nike. And then this is from Amazon. Now let's look at this. Like I love this. I just feel like it's just so different. And there's a ton of different colors, but I just love the purple and yellow combo just in general life. So it makes me want the yellow reef sandals. I don't have that color. You'll have to let me know in the comments. Should I get the yellow ones next? Now I know you all love some pajama shorts because this is what those are. And I will just rock them into Hollywood Studios while I'm about to watch Fantasmic. You know, like my ears? Got those at the Disney World. Okay. This is Amazon and this is Amazon. And then of course, you guessed it, my red reef sandals, guys. Can't move away from them. Honestly, what would be really cute, now that I'm looking at myself in the camera, is I've got some teal ones that kind of look like this. That would be fun colorizing. Cutesy. And of course, Annie, she gets a matching t-shirt as well. She also wanted to bring this, and just in case she gets chilly, maybe it's raining, maybe. But she said she wanted to bring it, so I'm bringing it. I just have some red shorts that's going to go underneath, so that will work too. A couple pack with me's ago, you all were helping me discover my color wheel. Do you all remember that? Well, if you didn't notice, like recently I've been really trying to use the colors in my color wheel, or what you all said that looked the best. So are you all liking it? Like the bright, like the really good colors? I don't know. Am I hitting it? Anyway, this is Annie's Mulan dress that I love the pink and the blue with it. Nothing too crazy, nothing too special. I can bring it in with some accessories if I wanted to, but this dress is just gorgeous, just like the Rapunzel dress. While I'm at it, I think she wants to wear the Elsa dress at some point. Another repeat dress, and it's got the cape on the back side too. The cape will completely come off with Velcro. She just chooses not to take it off. But I can wear like a light blue athletic dress with this. And then also, we're going to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and I got her an outfit to wear to Bibbidi Bobbidi before she tries it on or gets changed. So, birthday girl shirt with a little shimmer, maybe a little Taylor Swift action skirt right there. But yeah, she's going to wear this in to Magic Kingdom while we are getting ready to go do bibbidi bobbidi. Ooh, I love this dress right here. I got this off of Amazon as well. This one's for Annie. It's got a little peekaboo in the back, which is so cute. And I thought it would just be super simple. Let's go ahead and keep it simple. Is this really pale, buttery yellow. This one's probably not my color wheel, guys, but this really is pretty with this and a double color, like kind of like this. Just keeping it simple and then accessorizing with my fanny packs. What do you all think of that? Do you think that's super, super cute? A good pairing, I thought, of, again, some athletic outfits. So you can still wear athletic outfits and still feel super, super cute. Like, they're some of my favorites. Now, should I go ahead and let you all know what we're dressing up as? Like, it's on this rack. Do you see it? Should I go ahead and get in my Halloween costume outfit? Why not? Let's do it. Boo. To you. Who am I? I am a fabulous Ursula, okay? We're not going to do the crazy ugly wig that goes up. No. I'm going to be Ursula with a pretty wig with a little purple in there. Now, this is a really pretty, I think, Ursula outfit. Now, the second choice would have been like the blow up, and that would have been fantastic. And you guys, that would have been great. Anyway, so that would mean Annie is going to be the beautiful Ariel. This is, I bought her a dress from Amazon, and it was really, really scratchy on her. She was very uncomfortable, and I'm like, we're not going to go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party and you be uncomfortable all night. That's not happening. I'll just be uncomfortable, and you wait. Tyler will definitely be uncomfortable. But this is her dress. I got this from Pottery Barn. Just really gorgeous dress. And then Daddy is going to be King Triton. It was his idea, guys. Like, I didn't even have to convince him. Well, okay, let me take it back. When we got the costume in, he was like, how about I be Sebastian instead? And Annie's like, no. So now he's stuck with being King Triton. Yes, he's going to have some abs. And he's going to have the wig, the beard, the crown, and of course, some mermaid pants. Y'all, it's going to be hilarious. I love when he dresses up because he's so, like, miserably happy. Like, he's like, I can't believe I'm yet doing this again. Like, every year, he's like, I look crazy, but also he signs up every time. And this is the outfit he said that was going to get us a lot of views because he was going to look amazing. Well, and then he's like, where is my Triton? I didn't even know that that was called a Triton. Is it called a Triton? Anyway, I don't know. But the big stick thing, I was like, you can literally not bring that in to Magic Kingdom. He's like, why not? Oh, and I forgot, guys. So I also got Annie a flounder purse. Yes, it's a purse. And I got her this to carry her water bottle in, like this Corkle water bottle holder. If she wants to use it, she can. So, adorable. That's what we're, surprise! I thought that this would be like the most perfect shirt for my outro because it says overstimulated mom. Here we are, keeping it real. I'm going to see you on the next one because tomorrow is a travel day. Make sure you're subscribed. And let's get on a plane so we can go to Disney World. And I'm so excited. Are we okay? My hair. Why didn't you guys tell me? Anyway, so excited to go to Disney World tomorrow. And I will see you there. Also, don't forget to say hello if you see us in the parks. Bye.
Take my hand if you dare to stay. Feel the rush, take my breath away.